Hey everybody, Mr. Hampton here, bringing you another presentation to talk to you about Pbworks, how to use it, what it's for. So I'm going to spend about 2 minutes just talking about what it is, and then we'll take about 5 to 7 minutes, run through the actual website itself, teach you how to navigate it, and then where to go when you're absent from class. And remember, you can pause or rewind the video at any point in time. It's one of the beauties of YouTube. You can work at your own pace, and if you need to go back to figure out something, you're more than welcome to. Okay, so first thing that we're going to talk about is what is Pbworks. Pbworks is a free online service that I use. It is no sign-up required, which means you're not going to need to create a username and have a password that you're going to forget. You can access it without any of that stuff. Everything is just public and on the website. It contains all the presentations, handouts, and other supplemental materials. Everything that I'm going to give you in class will end up on the website in some way or another, whether that's PowerPoint presentations or a short story or a worksheet. I have copies of textbooks, also links to helpful websites, so it really is your go-to source. It is the first and usually only place to go when you're absent from class. I know every teacher is different. Some teachers have a book that they keep in front of their class, where to go when you're absent. Some teachers want you to ask them. To be honest with you, usually if I'm teaching a class, it's hard for me to stop and tell you what you miss. So I'll probably direct you to the computer in my room and tell you to go to the website, because that'll answer 99.9% of the questions that you might have. And then it's a best case thing if you check the website first, and then if you have questions later, then we can sort of go through and figure out what wasn't clear on the website, so I can change it. Okay, so at this point I'm going to back out the presentation and actually run you through the website. And again, we're just going to talk about how to navigate, where things are, and then where to go for missed work. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do in your browser is go to jhampton.pbworks.com. When you type it in, all this other stuff will appear at the end, but that's the only thing you need, is just the jhampton.pbworks.com. First thing you're going to notice, you're going to see a lot of stuff off to the right-hand side, a lot of stuff on top. The only thing you need to concern yourself with is really just the main page right here. I have it divided into 2 separate grades. 10th grade for AICE Language Year 1 is going to be over here. For those of you returning to me for a second year, AICE Language Year 2 is over here. So all the links that are AICE Language Year 1 are over here, and then I have the line. All the stuff for Year 2 is over here. And if you notice, some of the links don't line up exactly, and that's because my 11th graders, I have them doing slightly different things than I would have you do in the 10th grade class. So they have some additional links on the side, but ultimately both sides work the same. You'll notice that I have a link for the course information and syllabus, which you'll get on day 1, the summer reading information, which is due on week 3. So if you need to review and go over that stuff again, you're more than welcome to. If you want to access your grades through the student portal, I have a link for that. Also for Schoology, if you need to get there. It's also another YouTube video. If you need links to all the YouTube videos, you can just click on the link that I have right here. I also have a copy of your workbook. In case you want an online copy, you can put it on your iPad or iPod, whatever you want to view. You can read on your cell phone. Okay. On the right-hand side, just some additional things. I have some helpful links for MLA citation for my 11th graders, but ultimately both sides are pretty much the same. If you have any questions, you go ahead and shoot me an email. If something's missing on the website or the website's down, I'd love to hear about it. Okay, so that's just the basic navigation. Works just like a normal web page. You click on it, it takes you to where you need to go. The big thing that you want to know how to do is, if you're absent, what exactly do you need to click on? Towards the bottom, you're going to see a link called Missed Work. If you click on Missed Work, it's going to load a page, and there's going to be a little table down here. In a nutshell, you go here. If you go here and you miss the class, it'll tell you everything that you need to know. I've divided it into different color codes, depending on whether or not you need to actually do an assignment before you return, or whether or not it's due for a grade. So let me just run you through the first day. This is just an example. I'm sure this will change at some point. But I divided it into date, any handouts, and the actual presentation review, basically an overview of what we did that day, and then any homework that I assigned. And the color code, if it's yellow, it means it needs to be completed when you return to class, and blue means you handed it in for a grade. And usually I tell you a specified date. So let me just give you an example. On the first day of school, I'm going to talk about the syllabus, so I included a link to that. This is a copy of the presentation, which I'll click on in just a moment. This is just a general overview of the things we talked about. Now notice on this side, nothing is really highlighted or done in blue, which means that you're required to look it over, but it's nothing that you're going to need to turn in, and it was nothing for a grade. Now if you look over here on the homework side, I say that all materials are due by Friday, which means that on Friday it's going to be due for a grade, which is why it's blue. And if you look over here, I've highlighted in yellow, minimum of paper and pencil are required for Tuesday to Thursday. So that means that's something I'm going to be looking for. I'm not going to be grading you on bringing those materials, but you definitely want to bring those in so you don't get too far behind. Okay, to actually view the presentation, which is the last part, if you look over here, it has the date hot linked. I've just done this as an example. This is an old presentation that I'm going to load just to show you what it looks like. So if you click on the presentation, and you'll see that it loads right here, and you notice it's pretty small. A lot of people think that, oh god, I can't read this, it's really small. All you're supposed to do is just click on it one more time. It usually will ask you what you want to do with it. Sometimes it'll open up automatically in the browser. Since I'm on a Mac, it's asking me do I want to open it up in my PDF program. So I just click OK. It's going to load, and there we go. And if you notice, this is a copy of the presentation from May 31st, and I can go ahead and scroll through all these things and then get the notes and anything else that I need. Okay, as a last thing that I want to talk about, some people experience some issues with Pbworks, especially with downloading the presentations. It's usually because you don't have Adobe Acrobat Reader installed. I have a link up at the top, so that way, in case you try loading, if you click on this and you get some sort of weird error message here, or if you click on this and your computer doesn't know what to do with it, chances are you don't have Adobe Reader installed. It's a free program, so download it. It takes less than a minute to download and install, and then you can view those PDF files. I do that because PDF readers are free. If I did it in PowerPoint or Microsoft Word, a lot of you don't have PowerPoint or Microsoft Word, and I don't want to make it to where you can't see the presentations. Okay, so besides that, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me in class. Hope you enjoyed the presentation. Good luck.